this is a school now. You will not be here forever. How many of you know you will not be here forever? When you go to a school, 75% of you are students. The people that stay a bit long in schools are teachers. I'm a teacher. I've been here for a long time, a teacher. But some of you are students. You will finish now, you will go. When they now check your note, you didn't write anything. You didn't write anything. You have not written anything. And you know, sometimes, you know the way Satan deceives some people. He will tell them that what they are preaching is nothing. Then in the same church, the people who are applying what they are preaching, they are flying. And then another one say that, I don't know what they are preaching in that church. You don't know what they are preaching in the church. You don't know what the church is preaching. A church that has produced over 9 generals. You don't know what they are preaching. And every time they come here, and you still don't know what they are preaching in the church. Church that has produced entrepreneurs. Church that has produced medical doctor, consultants. There was a time in the church, we have over 10 doctors in one church. And you don't know what they are preaching. And people are coming like that. And you don't know what they are preaching. They are not preaching anything. And the church is not empty. They are not preaching anything. And families are coming to drop their children. Wife and family here. Yet they are not here. I was telling them yesterday, 4 families that are here. That their father will come and drop them. Their husband will drop and they are not here. They say, please, just watch over them. If they are not preaching anything, it's you that is not being affected. You are like those Pharisees and Sadducees who were from Jesus' town. The only people that did not accept the message of Jesus are the people from his town. There is a danger when you know the preacher too much, you will not be blessed. The people who are not blessed during the days of Jesus were those that grew up with Jesus. When he came to the town to preach, you know what they say? Different approach. He will enter some city, they say, behold, the lamp of God that taketh away the sin of the world. He entered his own city. What did they say? Is this not the capital son? Which then become preacher? Is this not the capital? And the Bible says he couldn't do miracle. One of the books of those Matthew, John, one said he did little. One said he could not. That's a very terrible word though. He could not do miracle in his own town. A prophet is without honor except in his own place. With all my closeness with Apostle, I kept a distance that can allow his prayer to work in my life. They say when you get too close, the closer you get to a man of God, you can begin to see things that will make you not to just believe what is. And then you'll be in the wilderness perpetually, sir. Forever. And then they'll be asking you, is it not among the prophets, but his prophetic oil is not activated? That's why Jesus now said in John chapter 1 verse 12, for as many as receive him. Because there are some who didn't receive. To them he gave power to become. In the same church like this. In the same church where all these things are happening. Then you come and say, I don't know what they are preaching. You don't know what they are preaching and people are gathering every Sunday. You don't know what they are preaching. People are joining online and sending notes online. And you don't know what they are doing. I don't know what they are doing in that church. That means you are being punished. You are punishing yourself by remaining in the church. So you are here. Let your mind be here. So we can be blessed together. Excuse me, sir. That you are my son does not guarantee blessing except you follow. They say we are the sons of Abraham. They say Sarah is our mother. He said no, you cannot say Sarah is your mother if you don't do what Abraham is doing. Family ties is not a guarantee for blessing. I'm telling you, it's not a guarantee for blessing. I've kept a distance of what is expected between the congregation and the ark, Joshua chapter 3, so as to be blessed. Because we sit with Apostle, we are around him like this. And the more you are around, You see many things, you hear many things. There's a possibility he's preaching and your heart is not there and you are not blessed. So I'm teaching you, not just here. When you go to another church, you go to another place, let your heart be there to be blessed. They brought one folks one time, and very complicated problem. And I remember him, I said, I remember you. He's inside the church. He always have hairpiece in his hair. He's listening. One day I said, give me. He's listening. He's inside church, but he's hearing something else inside the church. Sir, maybe you are not reading Bible. The Bible says God is not mocked. You can't mock him. We don't want to come every Sunday. We are praying and it looks as if our prayers are not being answered. Align yourself. Align your. It's this same thing you are hearing now that I study and learn in this church and through other things that I'm preaching and teaching to you like this. There's no time Apostle come and we have to change the message. It's hypocrisy. We don't change anything. The same structure, he will meet it the way he is running, we're running it like this. So if you are here, let your heart be here to connect to be blessed. To connect to be blessed. One of my sons who is always online, Tuesday is online, Wednesday is online, Sunday is online. He sent a testimony, sir. He doesn't attend any church. The only church he attends is online. He's an online member. He sent a message. He's been promoted 6 times in 5 years. 6 times in 5 years. He's not physically here. He's an online member. Suleiman in the Navy, we collect messages like this, and he will be telling me what I am preaching. As a Navy commando, or he's higher than commando now, he's a colonel in the Navy, who started here on 0 level. He was rejected as a teacher. He went to apply as a teacher. He was rejected because he's a Christian. The day he came back here, Fulanis don't cry. If you're a Fulani person, it's a lot of difficulty. Apology to our Fulani people. They have a lot of stamina. The Yorubas don't have. The Igbos don't have. We don't have their stamina. I'm telling you, we don't have their stamina. The kind of stamina they have. A Yoruba person, you touch him there, Ori mi, Ori yami, he's shouting. A Fulani woman goes to the labor room, he must not shout. That when a Fulani woman shouts, the child will be stigmatized forever. You are giving birth, like they can't hear your noise. Like that. That young man finished university, no job. I'm talking about over 15 years ago, no job. But by virtue of the little we are teaching here, he came to me one day, he said, what can I help to do in this church? I said, well, you know, we are in that church then. We are just growing. What do you want to do? Every morning he comes and washes my car. That's what he was doing. Then when he's done, he sweeps the whole environment here. Now, that's somebody, he has no job. But instead of sitting down at home, because you see, an idle mind is not lack of job, it's lack of what to find to do. So he comes and sweeps the whole place. After sweeping the place, he parks it in wheelbarrow and go and throw it in that dustbin there. Suleiman. And then if I'm going anywhere, he follows me around. And I kept saying, God will open a door one day. Which day? Then God opened one door. What door opened? To be a teacher. And there's nothing wrong in being a teacher. And then he went to apply, as other people were applying. And he came out with a good grade in the university. And as they were going through his papers, and they looked and looked and looked like that, and one of them said to him, in the place where he was being interviewed, that, why is it that you don't have a job? You made a good class, BSc Economics from Usman Danford University. What's the problem? And then one other man whose trouser, the yard is short, looked at him with his mosaic game and said, Can't you see the reason why he cannot get a job? This young man is from Tambua. That how can somebody from Tambua be a Christian? And they took his credential and flinked it like this. He picked those credentials and came back to the church. You never hear them cry, but you see his face. I knew there was a problem. I said, kneel down here. You have served here. You should get to a level where you can put your hand on your chest and kneel down when there is no pastor and say, I have served faithfully here. It's one thing to serve. It's another thing to be faithful. I said, kneel down here. You have served here. They despise you and threw your certificate away in your own land where you are indigent because of your faith. I said, there will be a day of reckoning. And we prayed here. And not too long after that, they called him, a bank called him to work. And another school, private school, international, called him to work. And he said, which one should I choose between the two? I said, anyone you are comfortable. Then he saw an advert in the newspaper where they were recruiting short service people into the military. You can ask him, I call the story. He said, under God, he never spoke to anybody to help him. He just applied and they took him. He wrote me 2-page letter when he was doing training. 2-page letter that I kept on my notice board for more than 3 years. 2-page, 1, 2. And he says, thank you for the training I received in Zion. When I was going through the training, I thought that this place should not be called a church. You people were too crude and too harsh. He said, but as I'm going through the training in NDA now, if I had not gone through that harsh training, I would not have survived NDA. I saw in my very presence some people left the place because the rigorousness was too much. He endured it. And as a graduate, enlisted. The rest is history. At a time in this country, for 3 years, he wore the medal as the best sharpshooter in the whole of Nigeria for 2-3 years. Only him could wear that medal in the whole nation. After some time, he was number 2 in the whole of West Africa. He went to Bangladesh and cleared all the award, 7 awards from here. Oh, we are not teaching well. You are a bad student. You are a bad student. Those ones will testify against you and say, I also went through this school. When they were teaching, what were you doing? When they were teaching, what were you doing with the teaching? Because it's the same school we all went to. Not every product of Usman Dan Fodio University is good. But forever, I'm proud to tell you, I graduated from Usman Dan Fodio University. I will never go to anywhere there. People are saying, I graduated. No, I don't change my university. That's my origin. That's where I started from. Please give attention to learning. Give attention to learning. I have Ghana Must Go of diaries that I used to take messages. Pastor Lola Ayeni Jr. You see, I'm calling names. Pastor Lola Ayeni Jr., the wife, was a postmaster. Started in Sokoto as postmaster head in Sokoto and then became postmaster general in Nigeria. Every year, she drives a car to this place. Do you know what she's coming to give me? Not money. Do you know what she's coming to give me? Diary. Every year, she drives and said, I know. The current diary. He said, I know you are a writer. When Paul was in the prison, he said, bring my books. If we check, some of you have no books. No book, no parchment, no cloak, nothing. I have Ghana Must Go of books that I sat down to write in this ministry and other ministry. Please sit down and find how to write some things. And if you are not good in writing, be a good listener. I've met students who don't write too. Rare students. But they are good listeners. They replicate everything they have written down. Don't leave a church because you are rebuked. Leave a church because you are not being fulfilled. Your spiritual life is a reason to live. But don't leave a church because you are rebuked. Somebody came to my office one time. He said, if not church, who will talk to me like that? I say, Ebele, Jonathan, good luck. Jonathan, you. I said, so people are talking to you anyhow. I said, what of me? He said, that's your own calling. Let us grow. Learn as grow. And what you learn is both positive and negative to grow in life. The best teacher is not the most successful teacher. It's a teacher who have handled both success and failure. And thou which you have heard, commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others. Mr. Edmond, nobody sits outside. Tell Rhoda and the other people when they are done to get a place and sit inside. She's one of those entrusted to us, and they see her today, they are happy. Rhoda. Her husband is a pastor, but she's here. They brought her here and kept her under our shepherdhood here. And they are happy seeing her today. Their general overseer, Pastor Jegede, came to see me and said, we are happy she's here with you. So we look at, if I see anything, I will talk to her. I will talk. So make sure nobody is outside. If I see you outside, I will call myself and move them inside. That's the work of a shepherd. Somebody say, I hear. All right, I will rush my message. God's supernatural hand in lifting those falling and giving strength where there is no strength. We're in a trying period, and you need strength to keep moving.